Every property owner should be proactive in looking at their assessment on an annual basis before the filing deadline to determine whether or not the assessment reflects the proper value for the property.
Thank you for tuning into the Brach Eichler Podcast. My name is Joseph Cameron. I'm your host today, and I'm here with Daniel Pollak, the Chair of Real Estate Tax Appeals at Brach Eichler. Daniel has been a member with Brach Eichler for over 15 years. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Joe.
How about you tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started?
I'm an attorney. I've been practicing in New Jersey for over 30 years, primarily with regard to real estate tax appeals. I represent commercial property owners in the appeal of their real estate tax assessments. For example, we represent owners of apartment buildings, country clubs, office buildings, malls, other retail centers. And the firm, Brach Eichler, is really a pioneer in representing property owners in real estate tax appeals. Our practice goes back about 50 years. So we're one of the leading practitioners in the state of New Jersey, and our practice also includes Pennsylvania.
Thank you. Let's hop right into some questions. Why is it important for property owners to be looking at tax appeals?
In this economic environment, with vacancy and interest rates going up, now is the time to really assess whether or not an appeal is appropriate for your property. The time is really right for commercial property owners to be reviewing their tax assessment to make sure it's not out of line with the current market.
Are there certain areas of the market that you think would benefit from a real estate tax appeal at this time?
I think that in particular, office buildings, retail properties, entertainment properties have been hit the hardest by the recent trends in the market. So I think commercial property owners have to be proactive and really take the time to review their property tax assessments before the upcoming filing deadline.
What are the filing deadlines in the state of New Jersey?
In New Jersey, the filing deadline for a real estate tax appeal is generally April 1st of each year. If the municipality where the property is located is undergoing a revaluation or reassessment for the current calendar year, then the filing deadline is May 1st. Now, when you review the assessment and the market value of the property to determine whether an appeal is warranted for the current year, the valuation date is October 1st of the pre-tax year. So for 2024 tax appeals, the relevant date that you will be valuing the property is October 1st of 2023.
Is there any risk involved with filing a real estate tax appeal?
Yes, there is some risk with filing an appeal. The town could file a counterclaim or a cross appeal seeking an increase in the assessment. Even if the town doesn't file the counterclaim or a cross appeal, the tax court can find value in excess of the assessment. So it's very important that property owners and commercial property owners in particular review the merits of an appeal before filing. And it's really important that you have a professional review the assessment and determine whether or not, based on the information available, an appeal is warranted. Otherwise, you could be instituting an appeal and inviting an increase to the assessment. So it's imperative that, as a property owner, you're careful in reviewing the case before filing.
Is it worthwhile to consider a tax appeal if you've already filed one in a prior year?
Yes, in New Jersey, each year is a new cause of action. So even if you have filed an appeal in a previous year, as a property owner, you can still file an appeal this year unless there's some agreement that was reached between the parties in the prior appeal not to file in a subsequent year. Property owners should be looking at whether to file an appeal on an annual basis because the market changes constantly. The valuation market changes, the ratio. There's the Division of Taxation in the state of New Jersey sets a ratio for each municipality annually. And that ratio changes and could impact whether an appeal can or should be filed on a property. So the answer is yes. Every property owner should be proactive in looking at their assessment on an annual basis before the filing deadline to determine whether or not the assessment reflects the proper value for the property.
What are some of the pitfalls when filing a commercial tax appeal?
Well, the pitfalls, again, are that the municipality could seek an increase in the assessment, so you want to be very careful before filing an appeal. Typically, a commercial property is going to be valued based on the income approach to valuation. The town may serve Chapter 91 demand, which is the demand for income expense information. And it's important that the property owner responds to that request, because if you don't, the town could preclude you from filing an appeal in the subsequent year by way of a motion. So it's important to review and respond to a Chapter 91 demand. It's important that you review whether or not to file an appeal carefully so that you don't expose yourself to a tax increase. In every case filed in the tax court, typically discovery is served and the property owner has to give responses to standard form interrogatories, and it's important that those answers be reviewed by a professional.
When should someone contact an attorney about a commercial real estate tax appeal?
Anytime prior to the filing deadline is a good time to review whether or not tax appeal is warranted. Currently, most counties and the tax court have electronic filing, and really you can file up to the filing deadline date.
Thank you, Daniel. This has been extremely informative. For anybody who has any questions for Daniel, you can reach him at 973-403-3119 or by email at dpollak@bracheichler.com. That's DPOLLAK@bracheichler.com. Thank you for listening, and for more information, please visit bracheichler.com. Brach Eichler LLC is a full-service law firm based in Roseland, New Jersey. With over 80 attorneys, the firm is focused on the following practice areas: healthcare law, real estate, litigation, trust and estates, business transactions and financial services, personal injury, criminal defense and government investigations, labor and employment, environmental and land use, family law services, patent, intellectual property and information technology, real estate tax appeals, tax, and cannabis law.